How's it going, guys? Sorry it took me so long to get to this. This is the readout for the Østre Landsdelskommando 2nd Danish Division in the Landjut expansion. This was released a little bit ago, but people keep asking me to cover it. I've basically just been having a problem with my voice recently because I'm fasting. So let's get into it. Hello, Commanders. We are back with the last of our Warno Landjut reveals, shining today's spotlight on the 2nd Danish battle group, Østre Landsdelskommando, or the Eastern Territorial Command. Let's go. The Østre Landsdelskommando detailed. The Østre Landsdelskommando. This means Eastern Land Command, by the way.
Østre Landsdelskommando.
Yeah, Eastern Regional Command. The Eastern Regional Command would only be activated during times of war, encompassing all units earmarked for the defense of the Danish Isles, specifically Zealand, which is this part, right? And then New Zealand. Whoa, that's crazy. Home to Copenhagen. I wonder if there's clearly no forward planning in this name, right? The Danish. Whoa. Okay. That's a word.
Hjemmeværnet.
Hjemmeværnet.
Hjemmeværnet. Hjemmeværnet.
I don't mind the Scandinavian accent. Our home guide plays an important role in this battle group. Founded in March 1945, even before the end of World War II, by members of the Danish resistance, it swore to protect Denmark against foreign and domestic threats. This is a historical detail, as this refers to the Danish army of 1940 opposing the German invasion for less than 6 hours before surrendering, and Denmark later featuring a collaborationist government. Just had to put that in there. Who knows? Maybe Mad Matt got insulted by a Danish person recently. During the Cold War, the Danes regarded the army with a certain level of suspicion, but enlisted in large numbers in the Home Guard, a reserve force that trained in basic guerrilla warfare should the country ever be invaded again. This meant that in the late 1980s, Denmark had a smaller regular army, backed by a surprisingly large and strong Home Guard, which was well motivated and trained. The formations of this strategic command included two independent mechanized Zealand brigades, each with one tank battalion, two mechanized infantry battalions, one armored artillery battalion, and a motorized infantry battalion. Right, and what are we? Oh, we're the whole command. We're the whole command. Okay. Four independent motorized infantry Zealand battle groups, each with two motorized infantry battalions, one towed artillery battalion, and one anti-tank squadron. Wonder what that is. A further three independent artillery battalions, local and Danish Home Guard units, and we have added the independent Bornholm's garrison, which, although administratively attached to the Eastern Regional Command, was in real life intended to fight and most likely die alone on the most eastern of the Danish islands Bornholm. This small isolated body of land, strategically located in the it's a flipping Minecraft map, it's square! Strategically located in the Baltic Sea, would have been the first target of the joint Polish-Soviet amphibious assaults. The garrison, which included three infantry battalions, two armoured squadrons and one artillery battalion, used the light M41DK tank not in a recon role, but as an actual tank. So if you recall from the previous Danish readout, this was in the recon tab, so it's cool to get it as an actual tab. Hopefully they get lots of it, although two armoured squadrons is probably like 2 cards, right? I need to look up this island, Bornholm. Is it here? Oh, there it is. Okay. So yeah, that's quite small. Is it... Am I getting like... Is it a Streisand effect or what? Like, wasn't this one island? I seem to remember... This is obviously not the case, right? Google Maps. Right, so here we are on Google Maps. I could have sworn this was one island, man. I guess I've just constantly seen zoomed out pictures of it. Interesting. Yes, Square Island. So, now we're getting into the Recon tab. Of course, it is first time for me to shill. The generous channel joiners generously join in the channel. They get the names on the screen, they get the videos early, they get members exclusive videos. One join at the lowest level is worth 2,000 views. So if you're feeling bad about your ad block, it's a great way to support the channel. They also get a Steam key for my game, which has a free demo out, so you can check that out if you want. If you want to help out the channel, you can like the video and so on, and comment and subscribe and all that or you can wishlist my game on Steam, even if you have no intention of buying it. It works like YouTube. The more wishlists you get, the more it recommends it to people. So, Logitab, a pretty good category, with command units being the Landsdelskommando, which is the... I had Warno open, my apologies. And M113A1KSN, so that's a M113 command unit, and the Landsdelskommando is a Jeep command, so that'll be 3 per card. This might be 2 per card, 40 points, which would be nice. Supply units include ANFOB, Bedford MJ2P, and MD Jupiter trucks, so these are both in Britain, as well as a Danish Navy S61A supply helicopter, so that's new. S61A. Is that not already in the game? I suppose helicopters all look the same. Maybe it isn't. Is it not the Sea King? Is that not in the... No, I suppose it's slightly different. Are you sure that's different? Kinda looks the same. Well, whatever. And then the Laro Jeep is the one the Danes get. So, and it's just a rover, I'm pretty sure. Looks a lot like a rover. It's the same stats as the rover, so nice and fast. Infantry, okay, so that was a fast one. Infantry, so what are we at? It was 715. Once again, a pretty good category. Danish motorized infantry will be the most numerous type of infantry for this division. Jyski Division's Infantry Panave squads are featured side by side with the Infantry Führer command variant. Sorry, we covered these last time. They're basically, they've got MMGs, Carl Gustavs, and battle rifles, so they're almost identical to the Dutch ones. But each of them has like an SMG, which just kind of makes them bad. And then we've got the CV command variant, with 4 dudes with 4 SMGs. Law and Smoke is not so bad. If it's 2 per card, it's hard to justify. And Infantry with 3 Hoviers, which is the SMG. 4 Garands, which I believe in this game are just 7.62 battle rifles. They have the same stats as like a G3. 1 MG M62, which I think is an MG3 in Danish service, yes, and a Carl Gustav. So that's going to be pants. 3, 7, 8 dudes. Okay, and here they are. So yeah, the Garand is already in the game. I can't remember who gets it. It's not the Provincio. Is it? It's not the Nators. There's something worse than Nators that the Dutch get. Can't remember what it's called. Beveiliging. So 6 Garands. 2, so it's going to be a bit more like this, but it has an AT, so it'll probably be 35. Although it's got less people. The Garand is just a 7.62 battle rifle. So if you compare it to... So I'm trying to think, like, what has 6... Obviously this is nonsense, but this is the game we play. What has 6 G3s? This is a tough one. Terriers, maybe? Yeah, so the L1A1 is the same as a G3. So you'll notice that... so this is 40% accuracy, it's just a rendering issue. I was told that a long time ago. The battle rifle one. I'm pointing, I suppose you can't see that. As you can see, they're the same. The reason it's different is because the Beveiliging has reservists, so it's losing 5% accuracy. Everything else is the same. So yeah, it's just a 7.62 battle rifle. As you can see, the Uzis are better than the Sterlings. The damage is done off number of weapons, as is the suppression. The accuracy should be better on the Uzi. So we'll see where the Hovia goes in. The reason it's not is because of the reservist trait, right? So as you can see, the Uzi shoots faster and so on. Sorry for the cut there, technical issues. The Danish Royal Guards protecting the palace and Sorry for the cut there, brief technical issue. The Danish Royal Guards protecting the palace and Danish royal family residing in Copenhagen are also represented with a single card of Livgarden, which are in Wargame Red Dragon. featuring the Resolute trait. They also deploy in trucks, so this is lifeguards, right? I mean, I don't see what else that's going to be. Lifeguard 'em. So yeah, it doesn't say what's in them, which is a shame. But if we go on the old Wargamer Dragon, we get Liv Garden and Liv Garden 85. So regular Liv Garden have the Carl Gustav, the MG3, and the G3. I think that's a G3. And then Liv Garden 85 get a better Carl Gustav. And they're shock trained, so they'll be resolute in this. So that's interesting. Still kind of boring though, sorry, I put the light on. Same Panzer Infantry, both in vanilla and command squads, found in the Jaiski division, including transport options, but in much lower numbers. Right, I'm just going to I'll just edit this part out, right? I just need to very quickly check what was in that. Don't worry, I'll edit it out. Blimey, how far back did I go? Oh, there it is. Come on. Where is it? What the heck is it? Panzer Infantry, where is it? Right, sorry about that brief cut there. So they're 8 dudes with 7 G3s, 1 MG42, one MG3 and a Carl Gustav. So they don't have the SMG, which makes them good, or at least less bad. Basically, having battle rifles is worse than having assault rifles in this game, and having MMGs is worse than having light support weapons in this game, LSWs. So they just get and having SMGs is just a max range. You've got one less guy shooting, so that's obviously a big issue. Admittedly, they sound a lot like it's not Nators. They're literally called Panzer Infantry. So they're going to be like that with one more dude. So they might be 45 points. They probably will be 45 points. And, you know, replace this with a G3, same stats. Replace this with a MG3, or whatever they call it, same stats, and the Carl Gustav. So, admittedly, that's boring, but that is the way the game works under the hood, so that's why I laugh when people say they vote 12 Panzer for the G11, and it's like, but why? It's just going to be a stat clone with a different thing on it. But, yeah, whatever. I guess they don't know. And then... oh, this is the wrong one. So, vanilla and command, as in the Jaiski division. So, 8 dudes with an MG and a red eye. So that's very similar to the Jägerführer, which is in... no, there's definitely a West German and an East German guy with a red eye. What we need to do is go to infantry, roll, command squad, and delete this, and then weapon, fire and forget. There we go. So that's 5 dudes, 4 dudes, but you see, yeah, so it's like, well, this one's got smoke, but you get the general idea, right? It'll probably cost 60 points, although it's going to have... it's going to have 3 SMGs. Oh, it doesn't have an AT. Oh. It's going to cost less then. It's going to be more like this, which costs 65, even though it's got 8 dudes. Well, whatever. It's just a CV, nobody cares. And then we've got combat engineers from the same division. Okay. Engineering and engineering, as well as the same transports. So this is same strength and small arms as regular, but instead carrying law and satchels. So it's going to be 8 guys with laws and satchels, which is actually pretty cool. And the leader, which is 3 dudes. So unless that's 3 per card, although it's got a Carl Gustav and smoke, if it's 3 per card, it'll be good. 3 per card, it'll be good. So this isn't bad at all. There's so the Poles also get Saperzi. I need to clear these searches, right? And the weapon one. Saperzi. And they've got satchels and Komars, 9 guys. So the law one will probably be, if it's 8, it'll be 45, which is actually really nice. 8 guys with satchels and laws. Basically, noobs don't know how to buy more than 1 unit at once. They'll just spam like 5 sappers in a town, so if they've got AT, it's nice for them. The issue is the kit doesn't synergize. So this is a MMG, so the MG3 is the same as this. I know. And this is a battle rifle 7.62. This doesn't fire on the move, even though when you upvet it, it says 5%. It's not. It's a stationary. That's still broken. And this only has 10% motion accuracy. So you're running up to people to satchel them, but you're not firing on the move, which does matter when you're running towards them. But admittedly, the satchel does so much more damage than everything else that, you should be alright. And the lore is better than the Como, right? It's got one more pen, bit more range. Accuracy, I think, is slightly better. Just check that real quick. The accuracy is better because that's a max range accuracy, so it is better. And, okay, support weapon teams will include the ITO, the 7.62 MG team, and the 50 cal. So that's very normal. ITOs, 20 pen, MMG team, HMG team, I don't have to explain that to you. And military police. Right, presumably this was in this one as well. There they are. So they're what? Is it not going to explain to me what is actually in this squad? It is not. So it might just be 4 dudes with SMGs. That tends to be a very popular, very, very popular thing, right? It might be something a bit more wacky like that, but it tends to just be 4 guys with SMGs. I'm trying to think of the name. I can't think of the name. Dutch one seems to be the closest. Yeah, something like that. And it comes in a military police vehicle. It's a shame, because it would be nice, because if this is the reservist, whatever, land commando, Garand people, it would be nice to get a big military police squad, so that you can actually not carry around 4 dudes, and actually have, like, a big one, like is in... So, like, this is the small one, and then if you go to CLKA, which is, like, the reservist spam one, you'll see that there's 12 guys, right? And that's very useful to keep with. Admittedly, I don't actually do this, but you could have them with the Beveiligings, right? And it's not 4 guys that are going to die straight away, and they're actually like a good squad against infantry because there's loads of them. Right, okay, as well as the M40A1 recoilless rifle Jeep. Okay, so that'll be... Oh, so it's a Willys... Okay, it's literally just the one that... Like, it's just this. So, it'll have those stats. This can one-shot 3 armor, so that's very useful. Admittedly, I'm just going to close Wargame Red Dragon because it's lowering my FPS. Admittedly, it's like 8 availability, people tend not to bring it, right, because of low accuracy and stuff. It used to be 35, now it's 40. For whatever reason, whenever you have 40% accuracy, it says 39, so I've been told. The new Let's do some learning.
Hjemmeværnet.
Hjemmeværnet. The new Home Guard brings the following Home Guard units, all coming with the reservist trait. The HGV-4, 12-man squad with 2 SMGs, 9 Garands, 1 MG3, and an M20 Super Bazooka. So that's Provincio but worse. Plus the leader trait. This is a command squad? Okay. I didn't catch that. It is not like Provincio. It's like, this is probably the closest one. That's 10 guys, although that's got smoke. 8 guys. I'm thinking, isn't there a KDA Führer kind of thing going on there? 6. Yeah, that's new. 12 guy command squad. And then HGV, which is another 12-man squad, not a leader, with 8 G3s, 1 scoped G3, that's good. 1 MG... Whoa, that is just... That's better than Provincio. That's better than Provincio. So if you look at Provincio, and Provincio are like the best reservists in the game. It's crazy how good they are. It's 12 guys with 2 MGs, and light support weapon is better. 7.62 is better, except when for machine guns. It's the opposite for small arms. I know it's a little bit confusing. When they're in the same building, this can't shoot, whereas a 5.56 light support weapon can. Anyway, so 2 of the best MG in the game, right? But this has a DMR instead, and a DMR is like 2 machine guns. So it's like this, but with 3 machine guns, and the M72 Law, which is better than this because it's got more range and more accuracy, as we've just seen, but the same pen. I think it's also got more suppression, because it's done off the Oh, well, it might not. Might not. It has less, okay. But it fires faster, but it has less bullets. So it's just better Provincia, so it might be 55 points. At which point it's probably less cost effective, because part of the point is that there's just 12 guys walking towards you and they take a long time to die. HGV Reservista, a 12-man reserve squad, but these guys are already reservist. Oh, they have militia, so they're like KDA. Okay. 12-man reserve squad with 2 SMGs, 6 Garans, 1 MG, and a super bazooka, plus security and militia. It depends how many cards you get of this. There's probably not going to be much of a reason to bring this. This is more like KDA Schutzen, because they have that militia trait, which makes them very, very rubbish. So that there's a reason these cost less than Provincio, despite having more guys. So if we try and estimate a price, it's probably going to be 40 points. Because it has to be less than KDA Schutzen. And it's got SMGs. It might even be 35 would probably be too low. It's probably going to be 40 points. So, yeah, that I guess it's going to be fun to fight. And then HGV Ingenio, which is reservist sappers, which you never want, because reservist means you take suppression 50% faster. You are running towards somebody so you can throw a satchel on him. You don't want to lose your suppression. So it's probably not going to be as useful. Obviously, you don't want to lose your cohesion. Obviously, it depends on the, how much it costs. And then a Daikon, which is M40A1 recoilless rifle team. These aren't very useful because they've only got 2 HP. And it's just an infantry slot that you'd rather not use on something else. But I've noticed... Okay, you're probably going to have to bring them. Lastly, the Danish Navy Special Forces, the Frømend, are also featured as a 6-man frogman squad with 6 MP5s, a Carl Gustav, and satchels. So that's pretty cool. It's like KSK. Special Forces and Shock, and they come in a Lynx MK80. So that's the British Lynx, but in Danish colours, I think. Oh no, because it's the naval one. It's the Navy Lynx. It's the Navy Lynx. Okay. So that is new. It'll probably be the same as the regular Lynx, it'll just look different. So, sorry, the reason I was like, whoa, before, is because I was like, oh, they don't get ATGMs, but they do. They get the ITO. So if these went to 3 HP, they'd be so much more useful, basically. Because it's an intermediate between the MMG team, right? So it's got basically the range of the HMG team, which is probably a better comparison. Range of the HMG team, but the survivability of the Milan team. So it's got the worst of both worlds, right? So it should have it's an intermediate unit. It should have an intermediate HP. I think that would immediately make them more useful. So that would, that would be nice. And so yeah, if that happened, I would bring these. But if it doesn't happen, I guess it depends how many cards of ITOs you get. If you get 2 cards, you can probably do without this. Anyway, the Frogmen sounds pretty cool. It's very similar to KSK, I think. This is 7 guys though. But they have a Carl Gustav, and the SMGs are the only small arms in this game that aren't standardized. and that has its positives and negatives. The MP5 is incredibly good compared to all the other ones, and I can prove that to you, because this is an SMG, right? Well, if I just show you Feldjäger, notice how it has 85% accuracy despite not being 2-vet or Special Forces or anything like that. And it reloads in 0.9 seconds, whereas the other one reloads in 3.36 seconds. Right? It's crazy. So that's better. But they've got one less guy, which is -5 points. Better. And then like one less MG, which is -5 points. But then they've got a better AT, which is +5 points. So it'll probably be 65 points. The other reason it's similar to KSK. Although actually, they're not airborne. They're not airborne. Sorry, I've got an itchy head. They're not airborne. KSK are airborne. So it'll probably be 60 points. Because that's something really funny you can do with KSK in Rugana, is you can bring them in helicopters, and then you start off, like, this is fast, and it starts off 3,534 meters ahead of everybody else. So you get there very fast. But it doesn't have airborne, so it won't be like that. Right, we finally made it through the infantry category. Sorry about that. Artillery. Mortars come in the form of the 81mm American one and the 120mm French one, as well as a few self-propelled M125s. So self-propelled mortars is always nice to have, especially at the high-level 1v1s where people actually counter-battery you and so on. So this is 4 per card, and goes reasonably far, right? And the ground one will have the same stats. The 120mm, we know the French have that. Excuse me, sorry. I can't remember the name of it, but it'll be in like Du Rhine or something, won't it? Yeah, it's probably this, but it says Brandt model, so I'm not sure what it means by that. Anyway, towed artillery 105s, which are bad. 155s, which are the long toms, which are in the game, and they're okay. The Haubitz. One of these is good, and one of these is bad. M52, M51. Ah, come on, dude. M114. So, you see... Right, so I think this is the long tom. I might be wrong on that. Yeah, and then this is the short one. So it's got less... The dispersion's bigger on this, so it's worse, right? And the 203, well, that's the one you're always going to be bringing. So this thing is like 2 per card. It's in Bueno. It's in quite a few things. I think it's that. Yes, it must be. So it's 2 per card. But this is reservist. I mean, that one will probably be reservist as well. The main thing is it's 2 per card. In 203mm artillery. But what you do is you upvet it and bring 2. Because you want to shoot more than once every 2 minutes. The only self-propelled howitzers are a few cards of the M109A3. So that's this, apparently. Right, so artillery tab, an average category. Oh, I already did that. Right, so tank tab, an average category. The tanks from the attached mechanized brigade. This is about the slot costs, by the way. So it just means how much it's going to cost to fill it up. Pretty good category is going to be like TKS. So where is it? So this is a pretty good Logi category, pretty good infantry category, mediocre maybe, I don't know. I suppose that's a good one. And that's it's probably going to look like this basically for the tank tab, which we're currently on. The tanks from the attached mechanized brigade and the tank destroyers from the motorized ones were all of the same kind. Because why have fun? Early generation Centurions. Tanks are the modernized Centurion MKV-2DK. Upgun to 105mm and close in performance to the Dutch one. Okay, so the Dutch one recently got buffed, and the British one just got nerfed into the ground. So the fact that it's like the Dutch one is good, right? So I can't stress this enough. Anyway, so yeah, this is actually a really nice tank. It's obviously it's not going to be anything more expensive, but the point is it's 70 points. So you just always buy two of them. You just always buy two at once, and then whenever you're fighting, you're putting 20 rounds a minute downrange, which is quite nice. So it's pretty decent. The issue is it dies in one hit to a Milan 2 and a Tow 2. And a Conker's M and a Swing Fire. So, yeah, as a tank destroyer, the older Centurion Mark V... Oh, it says 105. Yes, that's the 105. Vanilla in command, armed with the 20-pounder gun, can be deployed. This is the same one as the Jaiski division. 20-pounder? Oh, yeah, I remember this. So, in the Jaiski division, there was... And it says that it's a 84mm gun, which is more accurate. So... Oh, these are just the same tanks that were in the other one. Okay. So yeah, it'll be more accurate. So, I don't know, 50% at one there? Who knows? Who knows? These are aided in their tank destroying role by the Laro M87 and M113 Tow 2. So you've seen these before. What? M87. What is the Laro M87? It's just copying the... It's just read the devblog, dude. It's just read the devblog, and it's just telling me that what's in the devblog. M87 weapon. Is it an ITO? Weapon... It's a 50 cal. What? I'm assuming that's an ITO Jeep, and I'm assuming that this is just the M113 Tow 2, which you've seen many, many times. You know, so it might be like this with two thingies, or it might be a bit more like this with one thingy, and you can see the price differences because, oh, that's an ITO, but two salvo length is nice to have. The Bornholm's garrison could muster two companies of M41 DK1, one in the traditional Recon role, the other featured here as a light tank, so that there'll be two cards of M41 and DK1, which that was the nice tank in the other one. So it's an M41, but it's got 2275 meters range, very good optics and smoke. So that's really, really cool. But it says the same gun. Oh, it says improved ammunition. So the M41, so it'll be 4 armor with smoke and not reservist, and it'll be well, obviously you'd hope it'd be more than 12 pen, but it'll shoot at max range, so it'll be like an AMX-10 RC. The Sublinde one, but probably with worse pen than the Sublinde one, because that uses imaginary ammunition. Imaginary depleted uranium 105mm rounds. For that, I appreciate that they do exist for other systems. So it probably won't have 19 pen. So it'll be like a Sublinde, basically. Except it'll have a HMG. It'll probably cost somewhere in between. It'll probably be like 120 points or something. Depends on the stealth and so on. Like the fact that this has bad stealth and this has mediocre stealth when it's massiver. Well, that's basically the same. Anyway, great. The Home Guard did not deploy any armoured vehicles, though it retained a dozen or so M10C Achilles tank destroyers from World War II. These are used as mobile pillboxes to protect key bridges, represented in Warno as HGV M10, with a 17-pounder gun and the reservist trait. I'm trying to think of anything that has the 17-pounder gun. 17-pounder gun. Is that... That's not what this is it? It'll probably be a bit more like this, basically. And it'll have less than one top armor because it's open-topped. Yeah, interesting. Recon, not one of the best categories. Most of the Recon units are on foot. A few of the Spedja, Dink, and Panzer Spedja found in the Jairski division. So, Spedja Dink, 3 men with a Carl Gustav and an MG. So that's like a Recce, but it'll have a Carl Gustav and an MG, so it'll be minimum 30 points. It might be 35. It might be 35. And then Spedja, which is 4 dudes with 2 machine guns. So this is like American scouts, because they've not got AT. So now Americans have somebody to cope with, so they're only 25 points. But it'll have 2 MGs. Wow, it should still only be 25 points, we'll see. And then Panzer Spedja, 10 guys with 9 G3s, 1 MG3 and a Carl Gustav. So that is like Jäger Aufklärer. 1 more man plus 5 points, Carl Gustav plus 5 points, so it'll be 65 points. So that's not a bad squad, actually. 6 strong HGV Spedja. So that's like a Recon reservist team. And they come in Bedford Jeeps. How much is it going to cost? I don't know. It's got an MG3 and a law. So, is that what this is? Or is this a DMR? M66. I'm assuming that's the MMG. Because... no, that's an M62. This is... an M66. Is that the DMR? Yes, it is. It's a DMR. Okay, sorry. So 6 guys with a DMR and a law, reservist. That's new, I think. I can't think of anything else like that. It's like Reservisti SVD, which is an infantry unit, right? I'm sure there'll be some packed slot that has something like that. Where is Reservisti? Visti. So it's... oh, that has more guys. I don't know, it's not a good comparison. We'll see how much that costs, I've got no idea. It can't be too... it'll be less than the Jäger Aufklärer, right? It'll probably be like 40 points or something, so it's actually not bad, because the DMR suppresses people really quickly. And then the Airborne Spielk. 4 men, a red eye, 2 DMRs. Sorry, I'm reading it backwards. 2 G3s, 2 DMRs, a red eye, and smoke. So you've got a Recon red eyes, which is new, but you do already have Recon igloos. So 4 men, red eye, smoke. So it's like this, but without the RPG-27, and the Stinger is a lot better than the red eye. So it's probably going to be like... and it's not airborne. Oh no, it is airborne, okay. 50 points. It might be 45. It depends how much value has been put on this 21 pen rocket launcher, which has a very high pen. Very high accuracy, but very low range. So it'll probably be 45 to 50 points. And then the Danish Navy's S-61A radar recon helicopter. Okay. So it's the Sea King thing again. No, I mean, it's right there. And the... I thought it was the same picture, but it's not. And the M41 DK1 light recon tank, which we covered in the tank tab. Right, AA. A very good category. That's in terms of slot costs, so that'll probably be like TKS, which I remember they said had a very good AA. It'll be like that, probably. Well, it says very good instead of good, so who knows. In the Østre Landsdelskommando, close air defense is red eyes. And, oh, they've got stingers, so that's nice. Because, yeah, the other guys, I don't believe they got stingers. Yeah, they just got red eyes, Bofors, and Eyehawks. Frankly, Eyehawks is fine. The anti-air guns are an older type, which is better in this game. The quad 12.7 is better than the Bofors. Unless they change it, the quad 50 cal is better than the Bofors, because you just use it as anti-infantry. The Bofors is better against helicopters because it's got more range, but it just doesn't matter. And you can get one on the Bedford truck. So I believe that there's something like that already in the game. I think Do Rhine gets something like that, but it's a track chassis. Here it is. So that is this gun for the Maxim, but it'll be on a Bedford Jeep, so it'll have less armor, but it'll go at 60 kilometers an hour, because that's how fast Bedfords go, I think, off-road. 65. Interesting. Interesting. Is this new? That's the transport. They changed it. Because look, this must be the new... This must... What? What the heck's going on? That's the Danish thing. I'm not on the strike team version, am I? No, I'm not. So, for whatever reason, they've just given everybody the Danish one. Okay, well, yeah, okay. Okay. And the classic Eyehawk can also be deployed. So Eyehawk, Stinger is all you need, and then you've got the AA guns to shoot infantry, so that's good. Helicopters, this is going to take me ages. No helicopters. So it's like Divmob and 4th Dutch in that case. So it's cool that they're actually sort of leaning into this a bit rather than saying, well, okay, they got some Mi-8 rockets. Everybody gets Mi-8 rockets. It's just a bit silly, really, but how many Mi-8 rockets they're flying around. It's crazy. The airlift of the capacity of the Soviet Union in this game is quite frankly remarkable. But anyway, trying to find you Divmob. So yeah, no, and you see they've got a good AA, right? And here's the Maxim thing, and here's the Bofors thing. This is better. Sadly, you don't get that because it's 320 mils. And here's the Eyehawk, and you don't get any helicopters. So that's a shame. At least you get a Recon helicopter. There's only one div in the game that doesn't get a Recon helicopter. I know what it is. You can guess in the comment section. It's Berlin Gropers. Right, so... category. A very good category. That's good. As all the Danish F-16s have been allocated to the Jyski division, and over Jutland as a whole, what remains of the Flyvevabnet, or Royal Danish Air Force's Infantry, will be the iconic Swedish-made F-35s. Nice. These are the Drakens, by the way, if you're wondering. I have to launch Wargame Red Dragon again, so you can see a Draken. It's not the F-35. It's not the good one. It's just the Americans copied this one, basically. Yeah, the Danes had it so much earlier. Draken. Come on, man. What? I can't spell anything. It's this. I'm getting very low FPS. It's all good. It's all good. And yeah, so that's what it looks like. Blimey. Yeah, my graphics drivers are not enjoying having two games open and recording in 4K. So the F-35AA, a cheap air superiority fighter with two AIM-9Ns. There is no AIM-9N in the game, so I don't know what that's going to look like. I think. And so how fast does it go? 900 kilometers an hour. And it's got 10 HP and 30% ECM in this game. So, I mean, how cheap is it going to be? But it's only got short-range missiles, and it's only got 2 of them. Then strike fighters, the Woodness rocket. So it's got like a lot of rockets. 6 pods, so 3 weapon slots of rockets, and that means it's very, very good. And twin Aiden guns. So do they all have the guns? I suppose they do, yeah. Although this has twin Aidens, and this has not twin Aidens. Who knows? I'm assuming they've all got the twin Aiden. That is on the Harrier in this game, I think. And it's actually a really nice gun. As in, like, as far as plain guns go, it's one of the better ones, because it's 30mm times 2. The issue, of course, is it runs out of ammo very quickly. 6 Rockeyes, which is bad, because the Rockeye is the smaller one, and small bombs in this game suck balls. And if you have 6, you're going to have a very long reload time. Very long reload time, because it's 30 seconds per bomb, so 6 times 3 is 180 seconds. And that's a long time, that's 3 minutes. So like, this is a 4-minute one. And, oh man, there's definitely a cluster play in that. What's the one in 82nd, the really bad one? That's 8 as well. So that's a shame if it's not the big clusters, it's bad, basically. So, like, this is the good one because it's got the bigger bombs. Because the big bombs reloaded the same amount of time as the small bombs. I appreciate that that is absolutely ridiculous. But it is what it is. And then you've got the HE cluster, which has 4 Rockeyes and 4... So these reload simultaneously. So it'll actually still have a 2-minute reload time, which is actually really nice. This is really good. And what you can do is switch one off, bomb somebody, and then switch the other one on, and then bomb somebody again. The issue is you're probably not going to kill whatever it is you're trying to hit. If you're trying to hit infantry, it'll probably survive. If you're trying to hit a tank, it'll probably survive. If you use one at once, you should probably just use both at once. Shake and bake, or whatever they call it. And yeah, this will be nice because it's got 4 big bombs, so it'll reload in 2 minutes. And it'll actually hurt people. I don't know about these AIM-9Ns. They're not in the game, so I'm not sure what the stats will look like. On top of that, the US Marine Corps is in the vicinity and will provide additional air cover. I can already hear the comment. Man, the Danes get F-18s before the Americans. So, AIM-7P, that is the Skywinder thing. The Sky Flash, right? F4F. So F4E. So this is the F. The P. Is the P in the game? I don't know if it is. I don't know what the P will be like. If it'll be better or worse. Because the one on the F-16 is the M. So this is the M. But then what is the P? Is it more range or less range? H-I-J-K... I mean, P comes after M. So maybe it'll have more range. Admittedly, that's a lot of range. So we'll see how far that goes. It would be interesting to get finally some good NATO planes, but they're not allowed, basically, so I'm not sure. AIM-9M is the second best Sidewinder secondary missile in the game. And you can see that here. I'm pointing again. The F-16, middle column. As you can see, it's a lot better than the J. Does more damage. Has more suppression. More accuracy. Goes a lot further. It's very important. F-18 AA2. So, is this worse or better? What is the P? Is it the worse one or the better one? And then, yeah, you got some nice loadouts, lots of missiles. And then the Seed has, finally, a Seed with air-to-air missiles. So that's really good. One thing you do need to note is that when you right-click an enemy plane with your plane, it will not shoot the Seed missiles at the ground forces. You need to keep it not right-clicked until the last possible moment. But this is a long-range missile. There's going to be a lot of people getting upset about that. So, yeah, the whatever is a capable reservist division with older equipment and powerful air support. So, to summarize, yeah, I mean, the infantry tab is like Provincio spam, which works for DivMob, so that's fine. The RT gets 203s, and those are in DivMob as well. Then you get Centurions instead of M41s, but you also get M41s. I mean, it's literally a DivMob moment. This thing, we'll see how it performs. The Recon tank thing is really good. You've got some Recon infantry, and at least you've got a Recon helo. You kind of lack like a BRM-1K kind of thing, but you've got the Recon tank, so I think that's fine. And didn't it say very good optics on that Recon tank? Need to find that. So, very good optics, so that's fine. and it's got smoke on it, so that can go with your tanks. Your tanks can see. Your AA, you get Stingers, which is better than the other Danish div, and you get the Eyehawk. Honestly, this is better than the... Oh no, the other one gets Leopard 1s, doesn't it? Stingers, Eyehawks, and the feeling thing for Maxims on a car. That's fine, that's all you need. And then you get F-18s before the Americans. They are Americans, they're just not in an American div, so they'll complain about it. And this one will be bad unless it doesn't cost a lot. Or they could just fix the problem. They could just fix the problem. What can I say? I'm sorry for the raspy voice. Do let me know if you'd rather this video didn't exist, because those are your choices basically. Let me know if you want me to cover the Polish one, the triangle one, and I'll see you around. Thank you for watching.